And now it's time for this week's edition of the Hometown Beat.
So I hope it's okay. I didn't get you the okay. But let me tell you, there's no way that I'll let you.
That's the No Toms Club, and they're our featured band in this week's edition of our series, The Hometown Beat. The CBC's Nick Sherman has been looking for bands that are just starting out in Thunder Bay, and today's group is really new. They got together just a few days before Nick's visit to their practice space. Hey there, Nick.
Hey, Kathy.
So, a band that is so new, you meet them just days after they've come together, leads to the question, where'd you find them? How'd you luck into finding a group that was so new?
Well, this band I found on Kijiji through a want ad. Now, if you have a want ad posted on that site, I'm assuming you either just started as a band or you kicked someone out. Now, they practice in the back space of a tattoo shop here in the city, and they don't have a lot of room, but they managed to jam a full drum kit, 3 large amps, and 4 guys into the space.
Alrighty, I am quite interested by a group that came together days before you met them and practices behind a tattoo parlor. I want to hear more. Tell me about them.
Well, the band is made up of 4 guys. There's Mike McGee, who plays the drums, Zach Van Haslam, who plays guitar, and Dave Lars, who sings, plays rhythm guitar, and the djembe, which is like a bongo, but much longer. And finally, the newest addition to the band, and highly praised for his bass playing skills, and we'll hear more about that later, is Tim Nexpaul. And Dave Lars is the primary songwriter, and the rest of the band breathes the life into the songs. Now, I'd like to try to describe the sound to you, but they had a hard time describing what they sound like themselves.
Like a funk, reggae, jazz, blues style.
Eclectic.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We're a mosaic.
Yeah,
you know?
pretty much.
We got soul. That's the most
yeah,
important
that's
thing
a good
for
way
us.
of putting it.
Yeah.
Like Sublime meets Bootsy Collins.
Yeah. For me, it's all about passion in the music. Like, I just like to really hear that raw emotion. And
Yeah.
I try to bring that out.
He cries a little sometimes.
Cry a little bit. Yeah. Twitch.
Yeah.
Crying, twitching, reggae, funk. They have all kinds of musical influences. How do they bring all that into, a couple of songs?
Well, Mike, who is the drummer, explained to me a little bit how the rehearsals go.
We all kind of feed off each other's vibes when we're playing. And, we'll come up here one night and the whole jam will just be a jam.
Yeah.
We won't even have anything planned. We'll sit down.
No rehearsal.
No rehearsal. We'll just get up and just start playing. And we're making songs up on the spot, basically. And we could do that for, hours on end, just playing together.
That's more fun, I think, you know. Like, I've played with a few groups before where we just, would spend every single practice just rehearsal.
Yeah.
It's not fun anymore,
Mm-hmm.
You start to hate, you don't want to show up, and then, it falls apart. That's what happened to some of my last bands, so this I like, because it's always interesting whenever we get together, so.
I like the sense of fun that seems to permeate the No Toms Club. Mm-hmm. But I want to know how you end up as a band calling yourself the No Toms Club.
Well, that is a funny story. And here, you can take a listen.
Do we have a name?
We don't even have a name
We don't
yet.
have a name, no.
We don't really have a name.
I don't want to mention our previous name because I don't want us as a new band to be associated with our last fiasco.
Yeah.
We met Dave through our psychotic ex-bass player, who's hopefully listening to this.
Yeah.
That was always a bit of a speed bump to deal with.
Yeah. Tom was our old bass player.
Okay.
Slash manager.
Yeah.
That was the catalyst for us being like, all right, listen, man, I think we need to go our separate ways. We have different,
Maybe got a
different
clearer
goals.
vision of the...
We have to put a name on this for something for the interview. Otherwise, people will be like, "Oh, well, those guys,"
The No Toms Club.
The No Toms Club.
That's
Yeah. Band vote?
Yeah, sure, man.
Okay.
All right. We're the No Toms Club.
I gotta say, Nick, I love that you were there at the moment of naming, which for bands is so crucial. You were there.
Proud
that
witness.
moment in musical history. But I would hazard a guess that there's not going to be a lot of Toms attracted to a band called the No Toms Club.
Maybe not.
But how are they doing, attracting a little bit of attention here in the city, at least from their musical peers or maybe from a few fans?
The No Toms Club hasn't had much exposure outside of their practice space, but they do have their own thoughts of how the music scene is here in the city. And one challenge they did mention was how they would be received when they take a step in the direction of playing shows. Here's Mike.
There's seems to be a lot of aggressive music. Seems to be kind of the, yeah.
Kids love metal around here. I don't know.
Yeah, there's not really much in way of the style that we're playing.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple.
Yeah, I don't know how we are going to fare in that kind of environment.
Yeah, because it is hard when you get out to any clubs here in Thunder Bay, especially even with like well-known bands that come through the city.
Yeah.
A lot of times people don't even show up to those gigs.
Yeah.
And Thunder Bay is a real hard city to get your name out there and have people come out to your shows. There's a little bit of a apathetic vibe about everybody here.
That's the one word I would use to describe the Thunder Bay music scene.
Yeah.
Apathetic. Yeah.
I think some people, aren't really happy with the music that they're playing. It's just kind of
That's what's in demand.
Yeah. I mean, if you go on the music forum, there's a Thunder Bay music forum, a couple of them. If you go on there's a lot of people that are currently in metal bands, but they're looking to branch out. And, yeah, I put an ad up looking to form a jam band, and somebody had wrote something like, maybe in Toronto. I don't know, maybe if people could just kind of get over themselves. And,
Open their minds a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and not equate, musical expansion with big city ego, right?
Yeah.
That's not what it is. It's just, there is more to life than metal music.
I love that line. More to life than metal music. It should be on T-shirts, I think, Nick. I think that's a perfect T-shirt slogan. But now I'm curious, because if they're describing themselves not as metal music, then do you have any music that we can hear to hear more fully what they sound like?
Yeah, I have their demo song, Roses. Here, you can check it out.
I hope it's okay. I didn't get something okay, but let me tell you, there's no way that I would let you
From Thunder Bay, that's the No Toms Club and Roses. And they're one of our featured bands in our series, Hometown Beat. Thanks very much for bringing them to our attention, Nick.
Well, thanks for having me, Kathy.
That's Nick Sherman, and he'll be back next week with another edition of Hometown Beat, our look at new bands in Thunder Bay. And if you're in a new band or you know about an up-and-coming local band, drop Nick a line at Voyage North, all one word, at cbc.ca, or give us a call at 625-5077. Time now is about 7 minutes before 5 o'clock Eastern, before 4 o'clock Central. And for any of you that celebrated Valentine's Day by going on a date with a male significant other, did you find yourself wondering, has he ever been unfaithful to me? On this week's Manthropology, Pedro Mendez tries to find out if men are just natural-born cheaters.
Your Congress.